I wanted to talk a little bit about my testimony because I believe that we overcome him, the devil, by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Everybody has a testimony. I know you got one, Pastor, because I got it on the film. But everybody has a testimony. And mine was, and I've got some family members here, and some of them have heard the story and some may not have, but, and you know, sometimes we worry about that because, you know, we never want to hurt somebody. You know, we don't want to hurt other people. But for too long, the devil kept me silent. One day, somebody asked me to write a little something in their book. And the question was, how did words affect you growing up? How did the words that were spoken to you affect you growing up? And I said, it wasn't the words that were spoken to me. It was the words that I didn't speak that affected me growing up. Neil, that's good. I want him to show you this little girl. Don't y'all say nothing about my mama braided my hair like that. See that little girl? What, Pastor, I seen your pictures too. Your turn coming. Thank you for the blood. I'm so glad I know who I am. But that little girl who had purpose, vision, dreams, in silence, was suffering. That little girl who needed the love of a father was being abused sexually. In her little Girl Scout. And I probably looked like everything was okay. But it wasn't okay. Because as I was going through this abuse, I was scared, I was lonely, I was hurting, but people couldn't hear me. But I don't want to stay right there, y'all. I don't want to stay right there. Because you know what? Everything matters. Even though the enemy did it, God worked it for good. I want to talk about not the abuse, but the after effects of abuse. Abuse is not just sexual. It's mental, it's verbal, it's physical. There's even spiritual abuse. And so many people don't want to talk about it in the church. We can talk about everything else, but let's not go there. Many times it's because the leaders themselves are hurting because they've been abused. You know, an athlete has dreams. One day I'm going to be in the NBA. One day I'm going to be in the NFL, and I'm going to be out there doing it. I'm going to be doing my thing. Then all of a sudden, here comes an injury. and shifts everything. But how many of you know that it's not necessarily the injury that hurts the most, but it's the rehab? It's the physical therapy. Because what they got to do, they got to go into the injury and fix the problem. Some of you, yes, you were abused, and you're past that. But now what you're dealing with is, how do I act around my husband? How do I really love him? How do I really believe about the vision and the dreams, and when people tell you you are somebody and God has called you, and all, how do I really respond to that?